Recently, in the capital of Nairobi, they felt a tremor. The epicenter is somewhere south of Nairobi, a few kilometers south of Nairobi. So people as north as Moranga, my friend Nicholas Moreithi felt it in Moranga, and people as south as northern Tanzania felt it. Where it made me feel that I should share my little knowledge of earthquakes. Of course, I'm not meaning the earthquake like that one of my age mate, Musalia Mudavadi, who even as recent as the day we had the earthquake, he broke the record of being the only person to not only be the principal cabinet secretary, but he is also cabinet secretary for all the ministries. And actually, was even a time he was the attorney general before the president realized that the constitution does not allow a vacuum in the position of the attorney general. That is politics. Earthquake is caused, first of all, there is a difference in intensity. There is a difference in intensity. The one which was in Nairobi recently, na vitongoji vyake, it can be called earth tremor. It can be called earth tremor. A slight, actually, it is something that someone looks left and right and says, is it me who is imagining? So that one is called earth tremor. But an earthquake, you can even see Gorofa, storied building, coming down. Yes, coming down. Those are really big earthquakes. Now we have measurements of the earth movement everywhere. These people have got their measurements, and every time, even right now, there is a tremor here. But you see, I cannot feel it because of two things. One, it is so little, so little. And two, it happens on that nature every day. You see, if you go to a place where the shaking is like that one of a train, you get used to that, isn't it? But when you go to a place where when you have a visitor who comes from a place which is cool and he hears the shaking like that one of a train, he says, hey, this place is shaking a lot. So even where I am standing, there is earth tremor. It's only that it is so little and it is at its normal size. And earth movement is measured by various measurements, just like temperature. Temperature, the two most common things of measuring temperatures are centigrades and Fahrenheit. We have more. I even don't know the others. But the most common ones are Fahrenheit and centigrade. So, even on, you see, centigrade and Fahrenheit, they measure, they'll tell you that today the weather was 20 degrees. Yesterday was 15, whatever, whatever. We have such measurements also, which measure the earth movement. You go to the geologist, they'll tell you, like Nairobi, they'll tell you, every day it has been 0.05, it goes to 0.06, at times it goes to 0.04, hapo, hapo, hapo. It is there. It is something that is there regularly, forever. Somebody is employed today as a geologist, he will retire or she will retire when they still measure the earth daily. It only becomes of interest to me and you when it goes out of normal. It happens out of normal, like what happened recently. That is when we notice, but it is there daily. And the most common measurement for earth movement is called Richter. Richter. Scale. I if I can use my small knowledge, I think the one which was in Nairobi was two on the Richter scale. We had another one in Nairobi in 1978 when Jomo Kenyatta was the president and Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi was the vice president. We had one which was, is it 4.8 or 5? Yeah, that one everybody noticed. Hii jana, it is only those people. And in fact, many people will tell you that they thought they were imagining. But then that one of Nairobi, 1978, I'll come to that later. We want just to learn what an earthquake or an earth tremor is. And did you know that tsunami is related to earthquakes and earth tremors? Just listen, we are coming to that. Now, there are two causes of earthquake and earth tremors, and by extension, tsunami. We have various plates, hapana sahani, but the earth is divided into various plates. There are those plates you find when they collide, they make a movement, they can create a valley, they can create a mountain. Yeah. And the people between Mai Mahiu and Narok, I know you know what I'm meaning. But you see, the Mai Mahiu to Narok thing is usually to a very small scale that it is just felt within a very small area. So one of the causes of earth tremor or earthquake is earth movement. One type of plate moves this way, and the other one comes in the opposite direction. They collide. One goes under, another one goes over. That is the first one, which is caused by earth movement. The second one that I know, there could be more. You know, I'm not a geologist. The second one is under the earth, we have lava. We have lava, and it is always trying to escape. It is always trying to escape. So when it is going up, it gets a rock that is very powerful. It cannot split it into two and pass. So the system that Waswahili wanasema kupimana nguvu, you hear the the earth shakes. The earth shakes. But then either the lava is so strong that it would, there are three options here. It can be so strong that it breaks into this rock and comes out as a volcano. Or it is very strong, but it cannot break that rock, the rock that is on top of it, but it goes either left or right. And because a lot of its power has been used, either way, when it goes to the left or right, it goes and finds a weak joint, a weak vault, and comes out. Or the power ends up with, it has been pushing and pulling with that rock on top of it, but it can't move it. So it goes left and right, but the power has subsidized that it just ends there. So that is where you feel the tremor. A tremor is also the second option I've showed you, the lava, comes about when the lava tries to escape from the earth's crust. That is when we have an earth tremor or an earthquake. Where do we have earthquakes? The truth of the matter is that anywhere in the world, okay, we have some places like where I come from, Lake Kivu, Virunga, Ngana Zamo Zairwa, Touti Congo, Congo ya Bakoko. If you come from places like Virunga in DRC, if you come from Ngorongoro in Tanzania, and you know Ngorongoro is just not far from Nairobi, those are places that stand a higher chance of an earthquake. But anywhere in the world, anytime, we can have a volcano. We can have a volcano, and the volcano, if the lava can't come, it's called magma. When it comes out, it is just like mpunga mchele wali, isn't it? When it is still in the earth, it's called magma. But when it comes out, it is lava. So when this lava, when it is still called magma, cannot come out of the earth, it creates an earthquake. And depending on, there are two things. Either the lava is stronger than the rock foundation on the ground, or the rock foundation is stronger than the lava. The lava could be weak, or the stone could be weak. If the stone is weak, you get a volcano. If the stone is strong and the lava is weak or magma is weak, you get an earth tremor. Now, depending on nguvu kutoshana, it no two tremors are the same. So geologists have come, just like the weather people have come with 30 degrees centigrade, 40 degrees centigrade. So these ones have come with Richter. Waluya, we can pronounce it better. It has come with a Richter state. So that is how it is. And how is it affecting? How does it affect tsunami? Because I said that tsunami is also related to earthquakes. Now, when earthquakes happen on an island, or it happens on a Waswahili wanasema bara, on a dry land, it causes what is called an earth tremor or an earthquake. But when it happens in the sea or ocean, it causes tsunami. How is a tsunami happening? You know, the sea level is zero, but there is no zero in sea level. We have the high tides and low tides, isn't it? But then, if the earth shakes in such a way that in one place the water rises, let's say where there is the earthquake inside the ocean, the it makes now the water rise up. You see, let me start with the land first. It was felt in Nairobi, isn't it? Moranga, up to Tanzania. Now imagine that place, the water, the feeling, the power can raise 3 meters, isn't it? Now that area, it take water for 3 meters from Moranga to Nairobi. So you raise water in a place like Moranga, Nairobi, the height of 3 meters, just 3 meters. That is the height of a house. Now, when you do that in one place, it means that water goes up, and then the water spreads throughout in all direction, 360. And that is how it goes. If you are in a ship in the ocean, and the water is so strong, the ship can capsize, and the people who are swimming on the beaches, that is when this water comes. It comes so strong, you don't have to be a swimmer or anything. It comes so strong and throws you away. And that is why tsunamis cause deaths. In fact, tsunamis can I say, earthquakes in the oceans can cause more deaths through tsunami than earthquakes on dry land. Now, what happens if you if there was an earthquake where you are? One thing, and I'm not a geologist, one thing I can tell you, earthquakes don't last long. Earthquakes don't last long. There are very few earthquakes that can last 5 minutes. Very few can last 5 minutes. So earthquakes usually happen 3 and below minutes. That one was it 1.5 minutes, the one which was there the other day. So for an earthquake to reach 5 minutes, hey, very few, but I can assure you there are very few that reaches 5 minutes. And you see, for you, it can happen anytime and anywhere. So for you just to start realizing, hey, man, I'm not imagining, it is happening. How long will it take for you to know that it is, to come and realize you are not imagining? So let me tell you that in most cases, earthquakes happen and end where by the time you realize it as an earthquake, it is over. But then, suppose you realize it is an earthquake, what do you do? That is the most important thing. It is what it is determines whether for the matters of life and death. Life and death. First of all, are you in a car? Are you driving? Get out. If you are the driver, look for a field, a field where there are no trees, there are no buildings. Park your vehicle there. Everybody get out of the vehicle. Stand or even lie. Okay, you can lie because of the confusion and whatever. But even if you stand, it's okay because the confusion can make you even fall. That's why it is. Well, that is why I advise you to lie on the ground. Uh, what of if you are in a house? If you're in a house and you realize there is an earthquake, get out of that house, go to the field, enda kwa kiwanja. Don't stay in the house, don't stay where there are trees. Why? When you are in the house, your house can collapse on top of you. The earthquake cannot kill you, will not kill you, but your house, this one, will fall on you. So what you'll die having been hit by this falling wall. And if you're in a field where there are trees, the trees can fall and hit you and kill you. So go to a flat area. You know, this is a drill that you tell people, but very few do it because by the time you'll remember what I've talked to you all this time, the earthquake will be over, isn't it? But if you can remember, and there is a field like that one of a football field, go there, lie down, just wait. That is the safest place, and that is the surest way, unless you are lying in a place where the magma has determined a weak volt and it will come and throw you and you'll be burned, your body will never be found. That is how you do. Get out of there. Now, supposing you are in a building, like the other day I was on top of KICC. First of all, avoid lifts. Avoid lifts. That is, you have to use stairs and be prepared to use dark stairs. That is why in the houses that you are used to, you should know that place if there is a blackout. Because anytime, earthquakes usually come out with blackouts. Why? Because they'll uproot all electric wires. So be prepared to go down through dark alleys. And if the house is as tall as KICC where I was the other day, please go to the top floor. Be on the top floor, because if that building is going to fall, you are going to fall on top of it. But if it falls while you are on your way out, before you get out, remember, before you get out, your life is still under threat, because the house will fall on you. And when you get out, try to measure how tall the house is, and from the distance to this wall to where you are, it should be at least twice the distance. Twice the distance. Don't just go 2 steps here and think you are safe. The wall may fall towards you and it may fall on you. So it should be twice the distance from the wall or the building. But if the building is as tall as KICC, go to the rooftop. Go to the rooftop so that the building can fall and you'll fall on top of it. You see, you'll be hurt. Chances of survival are higher if you're on top of the house, because falling from KICC up to the ground, very few people can survive. But even if you die, your body will not be vunjwa vunjwad. We know English. Tunajua Kiingereza na Kimombo. So either get out of the building. I said get out of the drive to a place where there is a field, kiwanja. Then everybody goes to an open field. Avoid the trees. In the house, get out of the house, go to an open field, and be away from the building. Make a rough estimate of the building from the top, the highest point to the ground. Then be away twice that distance. Twice that distance. If you are in the same distance, you see the building may flop and reach you. But if you are twice, it would not happen. Lastly, let me now comment about the earthquake that happened in 1978. We were staying in Madaraka Estate. We were watching VOK. By then it used to be VOK. Nowadays it's called ABC. There was Mazembe. Which was I can't really recall the song which was on TV, but people say that that song is the one. You see, you can have a very good music that it shakes the earth, isn't it? But I remember, although many of my age mates insist that the earthquake happened when Mazembe was playing, but I'm sure it happened after the program was over, because I remember when the musical program was on, everybody was in the sitting room, and everybody was in the sitting room, and nobody could read or do anything when Mazembe or Mangelepa was on TV. So after Mazembe and Mangelepa had completed the program and they went to another program, we switched off the TV, and my stepbrother Peter started doing his homework. He was on the dining table doing his homework, and we went, everybody. The house had 3 bedrooms. So my stepmother went to the main bedroom. We went to the boys' bedroom. The girls went to the girls' bedroom. And then the earth started shaking. When the earth started shaking, I remember we all left. Nobody told. I remember very well. By the way, I have a photographic mind, if I've just remembered. So the earth started shaking, and those who are staying in Madaraka, MF43 Dwake. So the earth started shaking, and as it was shaking, nobody ever told the other one that the earth is shaking. Nobody. We just started running. From the 3-bedroom, we met at the corridor. When we met at the corridor, we started running away. And there on the dining table was my stepbrother Peter doing his homework. And he thought, no, Musikimbie, it is not an earthquake. Nobody was listening to him. You see, next to Madaraka, as you go to Upper Hill, there is a railway. So there were those occasions when the train would pass and there would be a minor tremor. So he was telling us, no, 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 it is a train. It is a train that is passing. Don't, whatever. But we didn't listen to him. By the time we opened the door, he had also changed his mind that it was not the train. So as we were going down the stairs, we were on top floor, third floor. When we reached second floor, the tremor had stopped. So we stopped and we were laughing and saying how it was. And truly, everybody was saying, and initially we thought it was the normal train which was passing. That is when everybody started laughing. We had somebody who used to stay in Door H. He was a civilian in the police headquarters. He had a son called Michael Michael Monyao Mutiso. Yeah, he was the father of Michael Monyao Mutiso. As we were laughing and everybody was saying, imagine nobody told us to go to the field. Nobody told us it was an earthquake or anything. Nobody had ever come across it. But suddenly we were all headed there. But when it stopped, we started laughing and whatever. And then Michael Munyao Mutiso's father came. He had a towel only. I don't know. Nobody knows whether he had an underwear in, but he had a towel and he was trying to. And he was, what ya kitambi. Yeah, he had a belly, pot belly fellow. And then he passed us and went to the ground floor and then came back. That is what happened. And if I've been to Madaraka Estate as late as 5 years ago, and if you go to Madaraka Estate, you'll find houses, there are still cracks. The cracks were so severe that they are still there to date. And you see the houses, Madaraka Estate was still new because that was 1978 and Madaraka was started in 1974. So it was 4 years old. My viewers, with that long story, I've talked about earthquake.